Hi everyone, welcome to the 23rd edition of Totally Speedway's Q&A. I'm Totally Speedway's Daniel Powell. Thanks once again for joining me for tonight. Please like, comment, share, and all those sort of things. So we are exactly 5 days away from Christmas, so exciting. I put up a meme earlier today in regards to everyone's counting down the days to Christmas, where I'm counting the days to Boxing Day. So Boxing Day, that means the Speedway starting. We're getting into a very, very busy period all the way through to April, May. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Clinton Hansey from the Mod Lights. Well done on your win once again. Win number 6, I think it is, Clinton. So you went up there at Rocky Speedway, a different track for the Mod Lights, running at Rocky Speedway in the Central Queensland. That's the beef capital. So well done there. Ben Griffin, thanks, one of the regulars. Clay Lanery, former sprint car racer and leader sprint car racer. Clay, I hope you tuned in for last night's interview with Andrew Wright, one of your main rivals in the leader sprint car days back in the 90s, throughout the mid to late 90s. So thanks, Clay, and see your boy is kicking butt. He won the Des Carberg event that was in the juniors on Saturday night. So Clay, hope you're doing well. So catch up soon. But guys, I just want to thank everyone for last night's Conversations program presented by LA Racing Lubricants. We had Andrew Wright on, the 410 sprint car racer, arguably one of the country's toughest sprint car racers. Like, tough as in physically tough, he's a big man, but also the fact of resilience and toughness, mentally, because as a lot of people know in the sprint car game and Speedway in general, it's very taxing, and mentally it plays a big part in the Speedway, for the racing and between race meetings and the highs and lows and everything like that. And Andrew Wright, has that in spades, and so does his family, as what it did for we spoke for just under an hour, but we got a lot out of it, got a lot of engagement. Everyone was really happy to hear it. And it's just great to think, and that's why I do what I do. I've got people that are doing older stories and all those sort of things on drivers, but it's good to be talking to current drivers and different drivers. So while I've got everyone here, I will just share it on my social media. But guys, please like, comment, share, the usual one, but throw your Speedway questions my way and I'll do my best to answer them. We've got Boxing Day is just in 6 days away, so I'll just share this on my personal page. So just bear with me 2 seconds. But guys, in order to spread, please comment, engagement. It's really good. I really enjoy doing this up to the 23rd one now. I started, I think, back in August this year. So to actually get to the 23rd one and have people that are still listening and wanting to engage with that. So Reg Corbett, thanks Reg for tuning in for the Patriot Motorsport team. Joel Cooley, one of the regulars, thanks Joel for tuning in. Just share it on my page. Also, something that we shared earlier today, it was a picture of James McFadden doing a wheel stand in a dirt cart. So we had that as part of our Fast Fridays. So that was pretty cool, and that's got a lot of engagement, but it's something different. James McFadden is obviously one of the country's best racers. Sorry, I'll be with you in 2 secs, guys. Okay, all done. Well sorted. You've got my full attention now. I need like a little sidekick or something like that, someone that can help me with. We've actually been able to share it and do all that sort of things. But guys, please feel free to throw your questions my way, and I'll do my best to answer them. So we've got a lot of racing coming up. Obviously, World Series sprint cars, there's a lot of racing that's going to be going on now. That starts on Boxing Night. They've got a double header, both Boxing Day and the December 27th, and that's going to be at Murray Speedway in South Australia. They also released, obviously World Series is just around the corner. They have launched a fantasy driver team. So we all know about the fantasy teams for AFL, your soccer, your rugby league, and all those sort of things. But for the Speedway, it's something interesting and something new, and it's great to see them doing different things. And for 16 contracted drivers, it's pretty awesome, and I'm really excited about World Series. And chatting last night when it was part of the Conversations program with Andrew White and saying how much it means to him and those sort of things and the passion he has for World Series. And so bring on this year's 16 contractor drivers. We had obviously James McFadden, the defending series champion. He'll take on Jamie Veal and the Crookie Motorsport team. But we then had Darren Molyneux running. He's hit great form at the moment. Last Saturday night at Warrnambool's Premier Speedway, he come away with a strong win, a surprising win, considering he was he's not underrated because he got second in the Grand National Classic last year. Actually was able to pass Brooke Tatnell for second place in the latter stages, and obviously finished second behind McFadden in the 1-2 finish at the Classic. With that, so it's really exciting. So just some more people. We've got current New South Wales production sedan champion from Goulburn, Damien McAllister. We've got Crashy's photos, so Anthony Stead. We've got Lindsay Cornwell, who runs an AMP National. Thanks, Lindsay, for tuning in. Marlon Walsh, thanks for tuning in from the Wingless. Mike Walsh, former sprint car racer up in Cairns. I think he's still got his sprint car running up at Cairns International Speedway. We've got Justin Wright, that's the nephew of Andrew Wright, who is our guest. We've got Lee Burke, modified sedan racer. So plenty of people tuning in. But guys, please throw your questions my way. I've got a first question here, or the first comment here from Joel Cooley. To being at Warrnambool's Premier Speedway on Saturday night, I'm super excited for World Series to start. Do you think it's a two-horse race between McFadden and Veal, or do you think the likes of Molly, Murcott, and even the Dyson boys? Joel, thanks for your question. When during the off-season we thought that it was going to be a two-horse race between Veal and McFadden, but you got Darren Molyneux, what he showed, what he showed at Warrnambool last Saturday night was something pretty special. He drove away from Kerry Madsen, who's come off doing 80 to 100 shows on the road this season. World of Outlaws feature race winner. Kerry Madsen won his first Australian title there. He's won, I think, 2 Grand National Classics. So Kerry Madsen's no mug around Warrnambool's Premier Speedway. So for Molyneux's no mug either, no doubt. But, he beat it fair and square. There was no DNFs of the top runners. Obviously, Murcott was one of, and Sean Dobson were 2 of the guys that were knocked out in the early stages of the feature race. But, he beat Kerry Madsen. Kerry Madsen put it on pole. Molly was on the outside, and he simply just outdrove him. We had Veal and McFadden. McFadden come from position 10. So, I don't, after seeing what was done, and Molly went to the previous weekend to the Western Australian title and made his debut with Steve Duggan and the WA number 41 car. He was up there challenging Veal for the win until the engine expired. No doubt Darren Molyneux is going to be right up there. David Murcott, not sure, he hasn't had the best of starts to the season. Like Murcott, he's not as consistent as he used to be. He's a former World Series champion, so he knows what it takes. The fact that, he's going on the road with the Victory Lane race gear, Renee and Matt Easton-owned car for the first time, so it's new for that team. Not too sure how that's going to fare out and how strong they will be. We'll wait and see. Obviously, a great combination, but consistency could be a problem, but we'll wait and see. We've got the Carson Macedo running for the Dyson Motorsport team. Obviously, Sean Dyson's no slouch. He's young and he's prepares great equipment. 2014, the Grand National Classic champion with Californian Tim Kading. So, Dyson's there. He's supplied a car over in America for Chance McFadden to do World of Outlaws runs in California. So that's awesome to see. But Carson Macedo's come off a great year over in America this year. So he's certainly not underdone. I think he ran 6th on Saturday night. So that's his first hit up, but he's only going to get better for that. He's obviously going to be visiting a number of new tracks. But we've got that. We've got Dominic Selzy from another Californian. So Californian racer. So he's going to be right up there as well. So it's really exciting to see World Series, and yeah, you never know what's going to happen. We're going to have heaps of dark horses, and yeah, I'm really excited now. And for 16 contracted drivers, actual contracted drivers that don't, World Series never had, but they've had like a dozen in the past, but they actually have 16 legitimate and well-funded teams that are going to be able to get through with it. If you look through the pits, and you'll see the machinery, everything the team set up. You got Mick Sala, one of the youngsters from Sydney. It's going to be exciting to see him out there for the first time, And these guys, you've got Jay O'Keefe, you've got Lockie McHugh from Queensland, who's been racing sprint cars for 2 to 3 seasons. He's already picked up a World Series win. You've got guys that have been racing for many years that have yet to pick up a World Series win, and Lockie McHugh was able to do that and beat Johnny Schatz. So that's something pretty special to be able to do that. So Lockie McHugh's been getting a lot more laps going down. And I'm noticing this year, a lot of teams like World Series, not saying that the previous ones didn't take it seriously, but we've got a number of teams like Mick Sala and Lockie McHugh, sorry, Jamie's his dad. But they're doing a lot of miles on tracks that they're not really familiar with. So that's exciting to see, because those guys are going to be better off for that experience. Mick Sala's done heaps of miles up and down the East Coast. Lockie McHugh's been pretty much based down in Victoria and South Australia for the last 2 months. He hasn't done much racing back home. He was leading the season opener in September up until he got a flat tyre at Brisbane's Archerfield Speedway. But yeah, it's an exciting year, and World Series, honestly, the last 10 or so years has been pretty underwhelmingly like World Series. They've struggled. There's been times where, like last season, they had 6 contracted drivers. About 7-8 years before that, there was 5 to 6 cars. But this year, certainly, it's exciting. I can't speak highly of it. Craig Sharp, how many rounds are you planning on attending, Daniel? So Craig, I'm planning to do probably the Premier Speedo one on January 1. So I hope to get down there for that. Then also we'll be doing Brisbane as well. So planning to go up there. So not all the rounds. Obviously, finances, it's tough, but I will be doing selected rounds and catching up with clients and doing all that. So naturally representing a number of the teams that are on World Series. So yeah, that's exciting. So we've got Jack Ramsdale. Thanks for tuning in, Jack. Lindsay Cornwall. It's a one-horse race as Brad is too fast for them. I'm not sure who you're talking about there, Lindsay. Jeff Paul, thanks for tuning in. Tony Graham, Nick Marshall. Jeff Paul, how do you think you'll go in the juniors division at Wakanda on Boxing Night? Jeff, that was something that he tagged me in on Facebook. Just to let everyone know, obviously I'm Daniel Powell, Totally Speedway version, but there's a Daniel Powell that races in junior sedans or junior standard saloons, and he's running at Waganga. There's also a James Powell, which is my brother, not that James Powell, but he races in sports sedans, I think, down there in Victoria. So a bit of a joke with that. Scott Whittle, thanks, Scott, for tuning in from a picture fiberglass. Alan Smallwood, keep up the good work, Smallwood, love your work. Jared Silcock, his kids are doing really well in speedo karts, and Darren himself a sprint car racer. Jezza Trotter, Matt Hutchinson, Jared Bantfield, Denise Fitzgerald, thanks Denise, Kill, Roseville, Mark Charge, Lorinda Mortimer, thanks for all the regulars for tuning in. So yeah, guys, please, you're getting plenty of people tuned in tonight, but please, throw your speedo-related questions my way. We've been talking a lot about World Series, but there's not just World Series that's going on. We've got the Summer Slam for Super Sedans, which will be running over the Christmas New Year period. Darren Kane dominated all 4 rounds last year, and no doubt he'll be looking to continue that. Next month, we've got the Kings Royal for modified sedans. That's going to be big. We're going to have Grand Annual Classic, of course, but we've got a mountain of racing to come through. Also, a number of Americans. There's one announced for Valvoline Raceway. That's pretty disappointing. We also have Donny Schatz running at Donny Schatz and Logan Schuhart to be running in actually running up in Brisbane's Archerfield Speedway. So, but I must admit, I'm not taking anything away away from the Americans that are there. There's a lot of youngsters. But it's pretty underwhelming in terms of the Americans that we've got this year. Don't take it. I love Carson Macedo and Dominic Scelzi. Dominic Scelzi really impressed. I'm really excited to see. But in terms of there's a number of, especially Sydney's Valvoline Raceway, it's disappointing to have just one. I think some young kid that I never heard of before, sort of thing. But he's touted as the next Kyle Larson. So. Yeah, but that's disappointing. Usually we have a stronger lineup of Americans, but with America, I think it's a good thing so we can unearth new talent. So on the positive side of thing, I know it's a bit underwhelming. We don't have Brad Sweet or Kyle Larson or Shane Stewart or anything like that, but I think in the past we've probably been spoilt a lot in regards to getting Americans. So, but I'm excited to see all these new ones come in and see what they can do. So. We've also got a number of the Americans have been announced. Terry McCall is going to be running the Classic as usual. He's always exciting. He's hungry for that first Grand National Classic. He's ran second, I think, twice in the past T-Max. So, having him any time that he's there is an exciting time. So, I've got a question from Nick Marshall. I'm not sure on the eastern seaboard, but seems to be sprint car numbers are low here on the west. What are your thoughts, especially after the cancellation of an event recently due to low numbers? So Nick, I think WA is going through a bit of a transition period. We've spoken as previous guests for the Conversations program with Jamie Oldfield, Darren O'Day from the HG series. He's their PR man. So I think there's a bit of a lull, but there's a lot of the cars are going east because the competition's there, and it's a long way between the east and the west coast. So a lot of people, anyone that knows that. So I think because you've got the Warrnambool Civil team, so Mitch Warrnambool and Dominic Scelzi, so they're obviously going east. They're over here now on their way. Then you've got James Inglis is going over, so it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, James Inglis. He's doing the World Series Speed Week, so he's doing that with the Warrnambool Civil team, but then he will go his own way and do his own thing from there. And then, we've got the Cricky Motorsport team, the Monty Motorsport team, but they've been going east for many years now, so it's no different from there. Jason Kendrick, I'm not sure whether he's coming east or not. I don't think he is. So we've got a few teams, but I think it's just a bit of a lull period, but you can't panic states. It's disappointing and would hopefully WA can pick up, but I recently saw a news article that was saying something about the mining boom is picking up in Western Australia. So hopefully that can change and everything, like if the economy's good, you'll see a lot more cars out in the track. But if the dollars aren't there, Speedway is simply not sustainable enough where people can pull money out of thin air. They rely on sponsorship, they rely on good wages so they can afford to do this. And there's not very many full-time sprint car drivers, especially here in Australia. You've got James McFadden, full-time pretty much. Jamie Veal, but Jamie Veal still works with the family business. You've got Kerry Madsen, you've got Ian Madsen, and the rest. Robbie Farr to a degree. I'm not 100% sure what Robbie does apart from racing. I'm assuming he's got something lined up as well. So it's just the reality of this sport. And Western Australia, as I said, going a bit of through a lull at the moment, and hopefully they can pick up. But it's about doing the best with what they've got. And I think what they've got at the moment, they had 28 cars for the WA title. A lot of those cars will be headed east. Are east at the moment. So you've got Kerry Madsen, the Kinetic team, of course. So he's one of them. And obviously Cricky Motorsport, Monty Motorsport. So, it is what it is, especially if, James McFadden he needs to go where the competition is. He needs to go where the money is so then he can sustain running as a team. With that. So, I think it's the East Coast is really strong. The West Coast is a bit of a struggle, but I'm sure it'll bounce back if everyone stays positive and continues to work hard to do that. So we've got Lee Burke, modified sedan racing from Queensland. Age-old question, is there room for late models and supers on the Australian Speedway scene? Berkey, to answer your question, yeah, I think there is at the moment, but long term, I don't think there is. In super sedans, they're trying to, they were strong, but late models they've just got more appeal. And I've said this over in recent weeks. You've got a lot of the super sedan races that are running late models. Eventually, you're gonna, on the money side of things, all those sort of things are gonna go, okay, we're going to go one way or the other. So you got Mick Nicola, who's the most recent one. He's a 3-time Australian Super Sedan champion. He's got a late model now. He ran last Saturday night at Warrnambool's Premier Speedway and ended up, I think, 4th. I think he just finished just off the podium. So he's there. You got Callum Harper, the youngster. He's the current holder of the late model title, the Australian late model title, and he was, for a couple of months, he was the holder of both the National Super Sedan title and the National Australian late model title. So eventually it's going to, I think that Supers, New South Wales, they're struggling a little bit. Supers, even though they're hosting the Australian title this year, that'll be well supported, no doubt. But apart from that, they struggle to get double figures, and it's just a reality of it where late models can get up to 20 cars on any given night. They've got a good rapport with the promotion at Valvoline Raceway, so they get a good run there. WA is always strong. I was speaking with Brad Ludlow the other day, and he said about how he's excited about late models. Late models were started over there launched over there. Obviously, you had Grand Nationals over the years, but he, with the late models, brought them in the mid-90s, so about 96, 97. So WA is strong. Queensland's a bit of a struggle. Victoria's okay. South Australia's a bit of a downer. They've struggled for numbers. They're hosting the Australian title this year at Murray Bridge Speedway in South Australia. So hopefully they can pick up everything there. So with that, we've got Brad Stevens, thanks. Melissa Owen, Dean Neal, thanks. Dino for tuning in. Bruno Vidori, Brett Island, you've done well. Brett running over there in the US versus West Coast Speed Car Series over there, come home with 2 4th-place finishes, so well done. Plenty of experience there that you would have gained, and you're only going to be better for it. So Jake Morrill from the Speedway Karts. Grant Stansfield. Grant doing really well in the sprint car, mate. I know it's going to be a tough slog with that as well. So, but keep fighting, mate, and you live in the dream. So, Cherie Powell, that's my sister-in-law. Hey, Cherie. Grant Bird from the Victorian Association. Scott Butler from Scott. You're getting your brother Adam's doing some good things there in the sprint car. Good luck with everything there, you guys. Up in Queensland, doing really well and finally getting some meetings now that the weather wants to cooperate. We've got Brent Hart here from a sprint car racer. Don't forget about Jason Johnson in the Diamond Bay car. They will be a force. Yes, fair call. Sorry, that was a bit of a forgot about Jason Johnson, the 2016 Knoxville Nationals champion, former Speedway Series winner. So we've got there. With that, so Brent's, thanks for tuning in. But Jason Johnson, he'll be up there. He ran with them sporadically last year. I didn't have the best of them. I think he picked up 1 round win, but had a crash in one of them. But that's a strong car. You've had guys like Ryan Farrell on the car, Luke Dillon. So the Diamond Bay car is no slouch. So that's going to be exciting to see what they can do second time around. Jake Morrill, first, have you jumped onto the pick your fantasy driver lineup yet? If so, who's your top 5? So I'll just, Jake, I looked at it. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but I will soon. If you can explain, I love fantasy. I do fantasy rugby league, so I love that. I do that all the time. So I'm keen to do that. My top 5, I'm not sure. I'll I've got to study the format. So when I get a chance over the next couple of days, I will do that because you've got to obviously get it in. So obviously McFadden, Veal, but you've got to have some smokies too and all that. So I reckon it's really exciting. I saw a post from World Series Sprint Cars earlier today where there was over 700 people signed up. So I'm excited about that, and yeah, looking forward to getting part of that. I like to see myself as an actual person that knows the sport pretty well. I like to think so. And then, yeah, be looking forward to, getting amongst that in a great initiative by Speedway Australia and World Series. And, it's a way of the future about interacting with fans and getting them involved. I know that I watch, from personal experience of being involved with the fantasy stuff, it keeps you engaged with the sport a lot more. It feels like you're playing a part apart from just sitting there. So I know with rugby league, when I do the fantasy, I'm abreast of every single team changes and that. I think with the Speedway, you're going to be paying more attention if you're part of this fantasy league and you go half all right, then you'll be playing a lot more with that. So, yeah, I think it's a great thing. It's a great initiative. World Series is really, it's probably the best year in the whole, it's 31st year. But, throughout all the naysayers and, I had my doubts and chatting to a lot of teams, but yeah, it's exciting and bring it on. But Jake, I'll announce that probably in my weekend preview, which I'll do on Friday. So, with that. So, Jake, thanks for your question. Nathan Policic from the Model Lights, well done. Nathan, you ran third on the weekend at Rocky Speedo. Shane Spinks, Paul Solomon, Paul Briggs, Luke Skinner, Matt O'Shaughnessy, Ryan Ludlow, Tim Saville, General Manager of Speedo Australia. I was just talking up Speedo Australia, Tim, so throw a question my way. Kim Jury, Super Sedans, Chris Stewart, Street Stocks in Victoria. He's right. Hey, Dan. Hey, Chris. Kerry Courtney. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Kerry. Courtney. Kerry, hope you're doing well. John Roykoff, thanks for tuning in. Bruno Vadori. Ryan Alexander, Young Gun, Super Driver Racing, late models also coming from South Australia. Yep. Bruno, I was just chatting, with him. Yeah, he's chatting about the youngsters. Yeah, no doubt. Ryan Alexander, he won on Saturday night at Premier Speedway, so no doubt he'll be right up there with more laps and all things like that. Then he will be right up there and hunting for the Australian title. He certainly knows his way around Murray Bridge. He's won a lot of features there in a super sedan. Late models, he'll be getting more track time. So. Got Steve Sharp, thanks for tuning in. Sharpie from the Street Stocks, Mitchell Brown, Jamie O'Neill. Jamie O'Neill, when are you coming back? When are you bringing that sprint car of yours? Andy Caruana, so MSC Bleeders, they've just come on board as a supporter for Totally Speedway. So they're the Australian bleeder system, the electronic bleeders for sprint cars and all sorts of speedways. So if you're wanting the advantage, they have any electronic bleeders, not the manual system sort of things. So Andy and his team can really help you. And MSC bleeders are available through Max Dumpsney Motorsports, both here in New South Wales and Victoria, and also Par Motorsports in Victoria as well. So it's a really exciting thing, and obviously they're well known with that, within the America doing the electronic bleeders. But Andy supported an Australian product because we need to support those that support us, and certainly, it's great to see. So, Glenn Philpott, when are you coming back, Glenn? You've sold the Legend car, so what are you doing racing-wise, or are you having a year off? We've got Tim Saville, can ask questions, busy prepping the World Series truck for Boxing Night. Good work, Tim. Keep it up. You and the team doing some great things over there, and I'm excited about the fantasy thing. So I've got to get 5 minutes so I can set aside and really map it out. I take my rugby league fantasy team really seriously, so no doubt I'll be doing that with the Speedway one as well. But guys, so we've been going for it's like time flies when you're chatting. I look up and half an hour I've been chatting. So guys, really good engagement tonight. Once again, please like, comment, share. Throw your questions Speedo related my way and I'll do my best to answer them. So, we've got so much racing coming up. I'm just really excited. It's the busy period for Speedo. We're flat chat at the moment, getting everything prepared and doing media releases and putting together these shows and, just doing whatever we can to help us support the sport and drive it forward. So got here, Tommy Britton, thanks for tuning in. David J. Parker, thanks. David, Glenn Philpott, looking into a couple of divisions. We'll be back back there, mate. Yeah, Glenn, look forward to seeing you. So, yeah, with that, bring on. But yeah, guys, Brian Susie, budget racer, 410 sprint car racer. Brian, when are you coming back to in that 410 sprint car, supported by one of our supporters, Blackshaw Smash Repairs? So, yeah, car looks great, Brian. So look forward to seeing you back behind the wheel sooner rather than later. So, yeah, guys. So we got just under half an hour to go now. Throw your speedo related questions up. We've been talking a lot about World Series. Obviously, that's a lot on, but there's plenty of other racing that's going to be going on. There's be Boxing Day shows everywhere. We've got Carrick Speedway down in Tasmania that we do their regular one. And yeah, and then Tasmanian Speedway, I just want to make a comment about that, it's going really well. There's 3 tracks on this this state. It's an island, as everyone knows, a big bit of water. World Series is making their return there after 4 years. So, yeah, so we've got, it's about 10 years, I think it is, since World Series was held over in Tasmania. So that's awesome. But I think they're just getting strong car counts from Island State. You've got Carrick Speedway, you've got Latrobe Speedway, you've got Hobart Speedway. So with all that, so yeah, so that's exciting to see. Then we've got Chris Stewart's got a question. Any talk about Steve Laidlaw? Well, Steve Laidlaw, Chris, I don't know if you read the story that we put together, Totally Speedway put together yesterday. I'll put it over a week ago. We put it all together with all the photos, but we put that up last night. So that's the Steve. I'll put a link once I finish, Chris, and I'll put you the link to the story if you haven't already seen it. So talking about 40 years of racing speedo, 30 years of sponsorship from Moe Engines in Victoria. So that's awesome to see. For someone like Steve Laidlaw, is just a salt of the earth guy. Do everything. He's a tough racer. He's 2-time Australian National Production Sedan champion. He has, done everything there is to achieve in speedo, but he still keeps going. He's still competitive as ever. We all know about what he did last season at Wagga. He put it on pole position. He was undefeated. Made a rare error where he spun out, then was able to come from the back of the field and bring it home in 4th place. So an amazing drive, but just his determination. And yeah, so that story that we put together, it was a real honour to be able to put that. We're approached by, to actually do it. And yeah, it's really, and it's been read by over 3,000 people or something ridiculous like that. That was within a 24-hour period. So yeah, Steve Laidlaw is certainly a guy, it's just an awesome guy, awesome for the sport. And yeah, it's great to see. So yeah, with that, so we've got Dickie Boy Charles, obviously not your real name, watching from New Zealand. Thanks, Dickie Boy Charles. But Janelle, I'll call you Richard Boy. I'm gonna call you Richard. Yeah, and yeah, Chris Stewart. Okay, you're saying I've seen it. I'm glad you've read the story. So yeah, he's my uncle. So that's cool. I'm glad that you got that. So thanks to Luke Oldfield for tuning in. Liam Camilleri from Legend Cars, obviously Luke Oldfield 410 Sprint Cars. Robert Jordan. Will Sydney's Valvoline Raceway be getting more US boys other than Coffeefield? What's his name? Coffeefield. Sorry, he's a 16-year-old prodigy that's been touted as the next Kyle Larson. I think, that's a big shoes, a big rap sort of thing. I never heard of the guy. So that's at this stage. That's all there is, and we're coming out of Boxing Night. We've just got one American. It's quite disappointing considering the previous years we've had Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet and all those type of stars, and Casey Kane. But now this year we've got a 16-year-old that no one's ever heard of, and I'm excited to see him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking a shot at him. I'm just saying more of the promotion that and to get these Americans out, we need to have more pull. We just had the New Zealand International Series that just recently completed over the weekend. Had Shane Stewart, Tony Stewart. They were running over there, but then we've got a couple of guys. You've got 2 established drivers over for the whole of Australia. Like Donny Schatz and Jason Johnson. They're the only 2 that are coming over for more than a couple of shows. So you've got Terry McCall that's coming over for the Green Annual Classic, but you're not going to have a regular tour sort of thing. So yeah, that's really disappointing to see. Like whether that's a cost thing, clearly it is. Money talks sort of thing. New Zealand was able to throw a lot more money to entice Shane Stewart and Tony Stewart to come over. So yeah, with that, so I'm not 100% sure what will happen for that. But obviously, it's a budget sort of thing. If Abilene Raceway don't see the budget in getting them out, but in all honesty, like in their defence, I think you're going to get a crowd regardless, especially for Boxing Day and those shows, because they'll come out anyway. I don't think the Americans have the pull that they once did. You could say promote the land from Uncle Sam, as Mike Raymond used to say on the ads, and the Australia versus New Zealand tests. Like that drew people in throughout the 70s and 80s, throughout the 90s a little bit, but in this day and age, I don't like you just got to look at Outlaws Down Under when they had brought 17 or 18 Americans over to race, and the Outlaws Down Under ran for I think four seasons back in the early to mid 2000s, and it didn't pack the joint out because it was Americans. And a lot of Joe Blogs down the street, he doesn't know who Donny Schatz is, and it's sad but true. So with that, Robert. So I don't think there is gonna be any more than what we see, unless there's an influx of Americans coming in. So we've got that. Tommy Britton asked, where's the WA number 3? So Steve Lyons and the Halls Motorsport team. They recently, they've obviously ran. They didn't run last week, so they had to pull out. But they're back in business for Speed Week, so they're nominated for that, and they'll be back on the road from Boxing Night. Sort of thing. They just had to pull out on Saturday night at the last minute, unfortunately. So we've got Cameron Coughlin, former V8 Modified and Compact Speed Car racer, Wayne Meyer from Speedway Star. Thanks, Wayne, for tuning in. Robert Jordan Coffey is killing it in California. Wouldn't be shocked to see him win at least a race. So, I'm excited to see that. Because a lot of the Californian tracks are like the ones here in Australia. So on the West Coast, so they're smaller. They're not the quarter miles or anything like, or the half mile sort of tracks that you have in going further inland into America. So but I'm keen to see him. He's 16, but I don't know what to expect. So apparently he's a gasser. So we've got Ben Graham. Thanks for tuning in. Robert Jordan here. I'm really excited about Parker Price Miller. Yes, he's running. So he's running the US versus WA Speed Week series that's going to be running over there. So starting on Boxing Night. So bring that on. Parker Price. So he's running the US number 2 car over in America. I forget the team is, sorry, off the top of my head, but he's running the car that Paul McMahon drove on the World of Outlaws. So Parker Price Miller is, he's the replacement driver for him. So he seems to go all right, and that's what I'm excited about. Although it's disappointing not to have a lot of the heavy shots other than Donny Schatz and Jason Johnson, the two superstars of the 410 sprint cars, but having these young kids come in and have a shot. Like I remember back in the early, on the mid-90s, where you had unknown guys like Donny Schatz and things like that. Was part of the US versus WA teams with Donny Schatz debuted. He was running for the Monty Motorsport team in the mid to late 90s, and then obviously teamed up with the Cricky Motorsport team after the 1998-99 World Series. He dominated the first 6 rounds for the Cricky Motorsport team. So that was their first year as a team. Shane Cricky had just finished up driving. And with that, it's exciting. So it's exciting, to bring these Americans who would have known back then, seeing Donny Schatz for the first time in Australia, but then for him to come out and do what he does now, he's a genuine superstar of the sport. So I'm excited to see all these unknown names, and everyone deserves a shot. And to come out, and if they can get the rides and put it all together, then I'm excited. Like one guy I'm really excited is Dominic Selzy. He's running obviously World Series this season for the Walmart Motorsport team, but he impressed me, running here in Sydney, so on the East Coast when he came over. So we've done the US the state of origin, so that was exciting, something new for there, but also around the Scott Daly as well. So he was impressive. So I'm excited to see Dominic Selzy and of course Carson Macedo. So it's only a time before he gets a bigger ride on the world stage. He's running for the Gerby team at the moment. That's a ride that James McFadden previously drove over the years. So that's really good to see. So we've got Casey O'Connell, so junior sedan racer. Thanks, Casey, for tuning in. You're doing really well. I really loved your battle with Artie Jonick recently at Kingaroy Speedway. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, the weekend before last. For you, really sticking it to Artie Jonick, who's obviously been the form driver the last couple of years, and for you to show that great pace, and it's really exciting to see. So we've got a comment here from Wayne Meyer from Speedo Star. World Series this year, we have colours black, grey, royal pink and maroon tees and hoodies, plus Blackbeard World Series tees. So thanks, Wayne. Give you a plug there. From that, but good luck, and it's great to see World Series flourishing and seeing you there, supporting them with the merch and all that. It's really great to see. Been doing it a long time, and it's great to see. But guys, so we've got just under 20 minutes now. It's like, I've been talking for over 40 minutes now. So I need to, I don't know how my voice handles it. But guys, please like, comment, share, throw your Speedo related questions my way. I really enjoy doing this. We're up to the 23rd edition now. Like, I don't think we'll get past a couple. So to be able to do this, and people actually care what I've got to say, and just engaging with people, because without the sport and engaging with the audience, and I don't have anything. If no one reads my stories, and I don't have a business, if no one engages with my social media page, which we ticked over 30,000 people on over the weekend, so that was pretty awesome to see. So thanks for everyone for the support to have that, and to let people know, it's all about, and through our Twitter pages and Instagram and all those sort of things, like, the Speedway is a big part of Redline Media, which is my main business, and being able to drive traffic there and drive the support and be able to look after the sport. If you look after the sport, it'll look after you. So, being able to promote what I do with Redline Media through the industry and have their support, not only from the Speedo point of view, but also from a business point of view. So, and doing videos like this, it just, really excited to do it, and just really love the sport and do it because I love it. Because there's only one thing I'd rather be doing or not doing, and there's nothing else that I would want to do other than promote this sport and talk about Speedo all the time, and have you guys that are interested in chatting to me or engaging with me and listening to my dribbles. So it's much appreciated. So we've got Luke Barnwell. Thanks, Luke, for tuning in. Cameron Abel from Tasmania. Thanks, Cameron, for tuning in. It's much appreciated. But guys, so we've got about 15 minutes now, a few more questions that I can take, and we can go from there. But I'm really, as I was saying earlier about with World Series, really excited about having actually people like doing the fantasy team and all that, and we've got 16 drivers. Like, that's damn impressive. I'm really excited about it. But having that, having that excitement with that, and having everyone, being able to follow in the racing and doing all those sort of things. So it's really exciting with the fantasy thing. But they have 16 contractor drivers, Americans. It's a really good thing, and full credit to Speedo Australia for persisting, because many people were saying the doom of World Series, and it's far from it, sort of thing. So with that. But guys, we've just got just over 15 minutes now, but please throw your Speedo questions my way. What I was also thinking of, like the Q&A sessions that I do is maybe mix it up and talking about specific topics about Speedway, in terms of, so you could ring up, or you could tune in and we could talk about Speedway marketing, or we could talk about favourite drivers, and we can talk like little subjects to engage people more and get debate. I think that would be something like even how I do my top 10 rankings, maybe do that as a Facebook Live or something like that and get people's reactions or doing those things. And really just thinking outside the square and doing different things. Like I'll be wanting to, if Tim Saville's still listening, he's probably got it on while he gets the truck ready back in South Australia. With that, talking about World Series and all those sort of things. What I also wanted to announce too, well, I nearly forgot all about that. We're going to be back. We're going to be doing regular previews and reviews throughout the Christmas New Year period. So we're going to be flat chat from Boxing Night, doing everything. It's a little bit of a calm before the storm. So it's really exciting to do that. We're going to be doing previews. Got a person that's going to be helping me, Sean McDonald, so from New South Wales Sprint Car Association. He's going to be coming in and helping me. He's going to be, I haven't told him this, but I think he's going to be live with me, and we're going to be doing a bit of chat about the sprint car stuff and all those sort of things. So I'm really excited about that. And having Sean come on. So watch this space. He's going to be doing a bit of work with me. Maybe you'll see a bit more of him. So wait and see. But he's a sprint car nut, just like a speedway nut in general. We both respect each other. We both love the sport of speedway. And I'm really excited about working. So we'll be seeing a bit of Sean. So he knows as much about speedway as I do. Even though I think we've got to have a competition to decide who's the speedway, who knows more about speedway. I think it'll probably be a dead heat. We'll be going all night just trying to organise it. So Brent Volsbergen from WA, late model racer. Thanks, Brent, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We've got a question. One of my favourite pages, the new page, is the keyboard racer. I do not know who he is, but he's hilarious. So keep it up, keyboard racer. Love your banter. It's really good. And it's great to see, people, in this sport can be accused of taking itself a bit too seriously. So to have a page like yours, keyboard racer, I love it. Don't know who the hell you are, but I'll find you. I will find you. But your question, good to see both the Madsen brothers back. On that note, what do you think it'll take for both of them to be smiling in the same photo? I don't know. I don't think. I don't know. They would have to, because like Kerry and Ian, I think they've had a 1-2 finish a couple of times at Valvoline Race. I think they ran 1-2 in the New South Wales title a couple of years ago. I think 2 seasons ago at Valvoline Raceway. So. That's really, so I don't know. But if one Madsen loses, the other one's going to be pissed off. So I don't know, getting them to smile at the same thing. I'll make it, if someone can get a photo of both of the Madsens smiling, they'll win a prize or something like that. So also, speaking of prizes, Totally Speedway launched last Sunday, it was, a celebration event. So celebrate, like the post-race celebration. It can either be a photo or it can be a video, or when you win a race, and to encourage more momentum, they will not momentum, but doing wheelies, celebrating. Like I've seen some crazy things over the years, but it'd be pretty cool. Either video or photos. Keep it clean. But in terms of the post-race celebration, whether they can be involving alcohol, like we've got the shoey and all those sort of things that have been done over the years. But with this, it's competition. You win a $500 voucher for Red Line Media, my other business, or the associated business with Totally Speedway. So the winner, that's going to be going all season. So it's going to be running all the way through to the end of the season. So you win a big race, celebrations, film it, send it through to Totally Speedway, and you're going to the running to win a prize. And I think it's something that's lacking in spite of the emotion these days. Not as enough characters out there. I know with all these old folks talk about characters. There'll be no George Tatnell. George has come and gone. He was great, don't get me wrong, but we've got a number of characters. We've got funny people. We've got people that do, but I think some people just try and put it on for the sake of it. I'm not naming anyone, but But I think, yeah, this competition it's just something funny. It's just something lighthearted and to do that. But yeah, keyboard racer, just speaking of you, keep it all up. So Jason Redpath, keep up the good form in the 410 sprint guys. Danny Carroll, are you back in Australia or are you still in California, Danny? So Jamie Oldfield, easily the country's most versatile speedo racer. So he's doing really well running the 410 program. So should stay in the 360, Jamie, because he's been having a bit of a bad run since going into the 410 at the moment. So just struggling to get on top of that. Had a bit of bad luck, of course, been in the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, Jamie, you'll bounce back. So I've got Bruno Vidori, I think that's how you say your name, Bruno. With that, and Danny Carroll is saying, yeah, still California, mate. LOL, the shoey full of sloppy guy. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Ben, but yeah, so with that, Natasha Hearn, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you get back behind the wheel of your wingless sprint. So we've got Bruno Vidori, got a question. What classes do you think are on the way up and which ones seem to be losing numbers and interest? Well, there is your $1 million question. It depends on what part of the country you're in, Bruno. You've got late models that are doing really well in New South Wales and on the East Coast. Victoria seems to be okay. You've got legend cars there, very strong in New South Wales, but are struggling to take off in other areas of the country. So having tracks like Valvoline Raceway, yeah, with that, but then, yeah, that's a big coup, and that's what the legend cars they rock up with, 30 to 40 cars on any given night. You've got RSA Street Stockers in New South Wales are doing really well, even though there's obviously a push to try and get it united so everyone can come on board. Yeah, I think they're the classes that are doing well. Wingless, obviously, they're very strong. 410 sprint cars, pretty much strong across the country. WA is a bit of a lull at the moment, but yeah, with that, yeah, I seem to think, yeah, those. Then we've got, yeah, Mod Lights. Seem to be very strong in Queensland. They're turning up with pretty good numbers. Not as big as in other states. South Australia seems to be okay. Junior sedans, of course, they're strong. Street stocks, they're all going well. But the ones that are struggling, I think production sedans, they are struggling for numbers across the country. They're struggling. Yeah. AMCAs in WA are struggling, but AMCA's going pretty well in Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia and Victoria. But in WA, they're struggling. Yeah, they're probably 360 sprint cars, although they're going okay, but still a bit of a struggle sort of thing, especially with the costs that are associated with 360 sprint cars. I think another class, VSC sprint cars, they're Victorian based, but they're an exciting class. The costs that are associated with it. I think VSC sprint cars are one of the sleeping giants here in Victoria at the moment, but you don't think if it's if it's as successful with that, then there's no doubt that they will grow as well. So yeah, so that's all excited. And then yeah, that's exciting to see. So I think, yeah, Bruno, to answer your question, that's where I see things. But classes go through peaks and troughs. It's just the way it is. But yeah, there's some classes that are struggling more than not. I think National Fours and for the SSA classes have a lot of potential, but they've just struggled to go to that next level. They're pretty strong in northern New South Wales and into Queensland, but everywhere else they just haven't really gravitated anywhere, sort of thing. They've struggled to get any traction whatsoever. So hopefully that can change, because I think the National 4 class is a good one for the junior sedans to be able to progress with that. So yeah, so that's good. Dave Arthur, thanks for tuning in. The keyboard race, if Jamie Field wins, I'll watch sub 10-second laps in celebration for 2 hours. Will you do that, keyboard race? And keep up the good work. I regularly check your page to get a good laugh, but it's good to see, sorry to focus on it, but if you haven't been on Keyboard Racer, go there. It's a bit of a piss take of a page, but it's funny and it's good banter. It's not taken too seriously. Braden Wilmington's cops are flogging, but it's really funny what you're doing. So guys, we've got just over 5 minutes now. If you've got any last request or last comment, questions or anything, I'll do my best to answer them. So the Keeball race is on fire. If Keke Fallon wins, I'll buy an AU Falcon and do a lap of Australia. Or the AU will last. They go forever. And then you can turn into a demo derby or a street stock keyboard racer. So we can go with that. The Keke Fallon and his Ford. With that. Keep it up. I always get a good laugh. And but I laugh at everything. So, guys. Thanks for everyone. We'll wrap it up tonight. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Last night we had a big engagement with Andrew Wright. Really interesting conversation. What we've got coming up this week, we've got the weekend preview, so that'll be Friday afternoon. I'll be doing that. It's going to be a big one. We're going to be previewing all the events, so we're going to put a lot of effort into that. We're going to be doing nightly wraps too. So we're going to be covering all the information from boxing night. We'll do it the following morning. I'm going to have Sean McDonald coming in to help me, so I'm excited about that to see us work together for the first time. We've been friends for many years. We've known each other since we were kids. And to do that, so Sean's coming in to give me a hand while one of my staff, content producer Ali Straw, takes a bit of time off, a well-deserved rest for her because she's been smashing the keyboard for the last nearly 2 years now. She's been working for me, so she does great. So one of my hardest workers, and of course my graphic designer Al Thompson. So he doesn't stop either. So really awesome. But guys, thanks once again. Please like, comment, share, the usual. I know we're over, but please spread the word. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We've had a lot of different engagement, different people, and really enjoy it. And I enjoy this live thing. It puts me on the spot because you get thrown some curveballs and you're just like, how do I answer that? But it is what it is. We're up to the 23rd edition now, so I've had plenty of practice. But guys, thanks once again. Please like the page. We've ticked over 30,000 people on Totally Speedway now. So can't thank everyone enough for the support. It means so much. I love what I do. I love this sport, and it's great to be able to share that passion with you guys as well through talking about it. I better get off the air now before Facebook blocks me, because I've got just under an hour before they kick me off. So that's cool. Thanks, Dan for PM. Nah, that's all right. I love what I'm doing. So guys, thanks once again. See you Friday afternoon. We'll be doing the weekend preview, but then throughout the Christmas New Year period, we're going to be doing nightly wraps throughout it. So it's going to be a busy period. I'm really excited about doing it. But tune in, guys, and thanks for your support. Cheers. Bye.